Hello, hello, hello. That's probably welcome, welcome, welcome. Before I get started, I just want you to know that I'm going to attempt to go live on YouTube at the same time. Well, not YouTube, TikTok at the same time. So we're going to set this up as well. And then we're going to get right into it. Go live. Fabulous. All right, fantastic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Talking to two screens is going to be interesting. First things first, I like to start out with a question because I want to just gauge where you're at because we're going to have a really powerful conversation today. And the topic of conversation is all around becoming. And so I'm sharing this with you, and I think this is a very important topic, especially because, hi, Millie. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Uh, what I'm up to currently and what I really want to inspire within you is making big declarations, whatever that is for you, and allowing your steps to be placed in front of you. Okay. So the question today is, what is the scariest thing you've declared in the last 90 days? And have you seen it to fruition? Okay. I want you to drop that in the comment when it comes to mind. Hi, Janai. What is the scariest thing that you have declared in the last 90 days? And have you seen it to fruition? Again, this is going to really fold into the conversation around becoming, because what you may not realize, and I think this is what keeps a lot of people stuck, small, and not experiencing the version of reality that they truly want, is you're afraid to declare because you don't want to shift. You don't want to become a new version of yourself, okay? And hello to everyone here on TikTok. I see Kalani Jackson, and there's one other person here. Welcome. Hi, Lizzie Pooh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, the question of the day is, what is the scariest thing that you have declared in the last 90 days? And have you seen it to fruition? Okay. And if you're feeling jumpy, feeling sherry, put it in the chat. Okay. This is really going to support you. And the reason I say this is going to support you is because there comes a time where you're kind of forced to trust in the powers that be, powers outside of yourself, powers that are unrelated to the action that you take. All right. Hi, Made with Nico. So, the point of you sharing what you've declared is really an opportunity for you to be big and bold and say, hey, universe, I'm calling in what I said is for me. All right. And this is what is scary for all of us because we want to take action. We think that taking action produces results. And what I'm going to get you clear and grounded in today is that it's not necessarily about the actions that you take. It's more so about the spiritual awareness that you have and also the mindset that you have. Okay. So in today's conversation, we're going to discover the power of becoming, what's possible for you in becoming. A lot of you are wanting to become content creators. You want to be getting paid to exist. This is a part of the journey that many people are avoiding. Okay. You're avoiding the becoming phase. You don't want to be seen in the I'm new. You don't want to be seen in the I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. But that is a very, very important piece of the process, especially to the people that are in my comments talking about, I want to go viral on TikTok. I want to buy a house. I want to do this. Don't we all? Don't we all? But the truth of the matter is there is a version of you that is very different than the version of who you are being right now. And in order for you to materialize whatever it is that you say you want, you have to step into that version of you. And you have to operate as though you are already her or him. Okay? So, again, we're going to talk about the power of becoming and what it makes available to you, because everything that you want is really just a feeling. So, I want to share this before I get into my personal example. By the way, I look good as fuck today. God damn. Anyways, okay, I want to touch on this first. All right, very important. Everything that you want, everything that you want to materialize, everything that you want to manifest is indeed just a feeling. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Everything that you want to materialize, whether it is more followers, a higher income, a business that is thriving, Everything that you want to materialize is simply a feeling, and it is a feeling that you currently don't have. All right, let me break this down a little bit more to you. So, for example, the thing that I declared for myself is going to London, okay? And you may think, like, how is that declaration? I'm going to break this all down to you. My sisters were already planning on going to see Chris Brown. I was not included. My younger sisters kind of hang out in a little clique, and then me and my second to youngest sister are pretty close. And then me and my last sister are cool, right? But the three young sisters, they're cool. They're in a clique. So they decided to go to London. Well, two of them live there. One is in Australia, and I'm here. So once I heard about this is a plan that they made months ago. I'm like, I want to go, right? Obviously, they have been planning this for months, but me was probably about 2 months ago or less. And I was like, yeah, I want to go. So that was my declaration. Now, a little backstory about my business. I recently restarted my business. So I'm starting from scratch. And I want you to hear this. Like, there is power in starting over. There is power in deciding something newly and then jumping off the cliff and building the plane on the way up. I don't like to say building the plane on the way down. Building the plane on the way up. Okay. So I made my declaration and I'm paying attention to my numbers and I'm like, oh, hopefully this is going to work out. Right now. What I mean by everything that you want is really just a feeling. What I truly want isn't necessarily to go to London. Okay. I've been to London many times. I've seen Chris Brown before. Like, I've experienced these things. So I'm really not going to go experience anything newly. But what truly is there is what I really want is the feeling of being able to do whatever I want whenever I want. The feeling of paying for whatever I want whenever I want it. That is truly what I want. That feeling, that experience. But that experience as an entrepreneur, I've had that feeling before as an employee. I want to be clear. I've had that feeling before when I worked for someone else. But this is a new feeling, a feeling of like my business is doing well, and my business is doing well because I'm showing up and I'm impacting my people to a point where they're saying, yes, I want to work with you. Yes, I want to buy this. Yes, I want to jump into your offers. Like, from all corners of the earth, people are working with me. People are reaching out. That is a feeling that I want to have. That is like, that's my new normal. Okay. And so when I say to you that everything you want is really just a feeling, the thing is cool, right? It's like you get a new car, it's new for a couple days, and then you're like, okay, it's just a car. Okay. Or you move to that new city and it's like, oh, new city, new apartment. Okay, now I'm just living somewhere different, right? Oh, new relationship. Okay, you're in the new relationship. Cool. Y'all having fun. It's hot and steamy. And then it's like, okay, cool. I'm in a relationship. That's the reality of life. Everything that we want is really a feeling that we're seeking. And that feeling is what exists at another level of us, right? Another level, another timeline, however you want to put it. And so again, I want you to be very clear that the things that you want are really a feeling. And the importance of discovering or discerning this for yourself is that so you can understand that with or without that thing, you are whole, perfect, and complete. Okay, that is really important here. With or without that thing, that person, that result, you are whole, perfect, and complete. This is very excited, very important for you to understand. And the reason this is important for you to understand is because when you are very volatile, meaning that whether you have something or you don't have something, your emotions are fluctuating, that means that anything can impact you. That means that you're not grounded. That means that you're not in alignment. That means that you are not grounded in the truth of who you are, which you are everything and you are no thing all at once. You already have everything that you need. You already have everything that you want. All you need to do is get to a place of being unattached and recognizing, oh, I only want that relationship because it's going to give me a feeling. So what is that feeling? I'm going to create that feeling here first. I only want to go to London because I'm going to have this feeling like I can declare I can go whenever I want. And here I am. I'm here. I made it happen. It's really a feeling. It's not about the destination. And so I really want you to Like, sit with that for a moment, okay? Because when you are chasing a carrot, oh, I want to get more followers, I want to make more money, I want to be in this relationship, you will continuously be on a hamster wheel from now until the day you die. And if you know anything about my work, my energy, my spaces, we're not about that chasing energy. We are about attracting, we are about effortlessness, we are about ease in my spaces. And so, what creates that? What creates the possibility for ease is when you are whole, perfect, and complete in yourself right now, without this, with this, without that, or with that. Let me know if this is resonating so far. Let me know if this is resonating. Drop, ooh, drop some water drops. You know the water drops? Drop some water drops in the chat. Let me know that this is resonating with you. Oh, perfect. Y'all, it's like 95, 90 degrees out here, yo. Ooh, hi, Stella. It's 90 degrees out here. So it is hot. I am hot. And when I'm excited, I get extra, extra hot. Okay, awesome. So I'm getting some water drops. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so how do we get to a place of homeostasis, a place of groundedness? That's probably the next thing on your mind. Like, okay, so is there a point in me wanting things? Of course, there's a point in you wanting things. Because when you want things, there is a graduation that happens in your vibration. There's a graduation that happens in your self awareness. There's a graduation that happens in your groundedness and understanding that everything I want exists right now. I am everything. I am capable of everything. So then what am I chasing? What am I working hard for? What am I proving myself for? Right? You see, there has to be this level of coming home to yourself, which means that there's nothing in the 3D reality that you need. The stuff in the 3D reality is always changing. It's literally an illusion, if we're being honest, right? Because today I could be in a relationship with this person, and then tomorrow I could be in a relationship with somebody else. Like, we can change our realities at any time, but the consistent thing in these realities is you. And until you accept that the consistent thing in every reality, whether you're homeless, whether you live in a mansion, whether you have an apartment, whether you live in a townhouse, in every single version of that, the consistent energy is you. The difference between each of them is where you're vibrating at, where your awareness is at. Who are you showing up and believing that you are every single day? And so I want to like put this into actual tangible results so you can get an idea of what I am meaning by this. Because like I said, I declared I'm going to London. By the way, I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow. Do I have a plane ticket? No, I don't. Do I have a ticket to Nice? I do. Do I have a ticket to the Chris Brown concert? I do. Why? Because there's something that happens when you throw your hat over the wall. I don't know how many of you have heard this statement before. When you declare that something is going to happen and you say, boom, I'm investing in that, or I'm going to give my word that I'm going to be there, and you figure it out, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up going. It's done. But a lot of you are not even making that declaration. And this is why the first question I ask is, what is the scariest thing that you declared in the last 90 days? It's important, because the more that you declare, the more that you grow. The more that you declare, the more you open yourself up to the possibilities. The more that you declare, the more you are saying, God, it's big things in alignment for me and I am ready for them. But when you are playing it small and you're not declaring, you're not throwing your hat in the ring, you're not saying, I'm up to big things and I'm willing to become that person that aligns with it, you live a small life. You live a small life. Do you think that the people who are quote unquote successful, whether it is an influencer that you follow or it's a musician that you're into, whatever it is that you're into, do you think that the person that you are following or looking up to, do you think that they got to where they're at without making a big declaration? Like, fuck this job, I'm quitting this job and I'm about to be an influencer full time. That is a declaration. That is saying to the universe, like, I know that this is possible for me, and I'm willing to burn every single boat, every single place that I could say, it's scary today, I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to burn all of that, and I'm just going to go in this direction. Or someone that says, you know what, we're going to be married, we're getting in a marriage, and I'm going to be committed to you. That's a declaration. We're going to be in a relationship. That's a declaration. I'm going to work with this coach. That's a declaration. You see, it takes something. You have to take an action. You have to say to the universe, I am ready. Even when you're not ready. Even when it looks like you are not ready. This is extremely important, guys. Because the world has told us, right? The world has told us that you need to do things, then you're going to have these results, and then you can finally be this version of yourself. Okay? That's not the reality. The reality and what actually makes things possible, that actually brings your reality that you desire to you, is first deciding who you are going to be. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be the influencer? And what does being the influencer look like to you? Does it mean I got to post 10 videos a day? Am I going to be the successful business owner, which means I now need to sit down and put systems in place? I want to be a millionaire. Everybody's talking about, I want to be a millionaire. Are you actually following that up with the actions it takes to be a millionaire? You see, the things that we see online, the little piece of people's lives that we see, we think like, oh, that's easy. I could just copy that. But until you declare in your own life and you go on that journey of becoming, come on now. It's in the becoming that you become. Hi, Angela. Hi, Angela. Welcome to the live, right? So it's in the declaring. When you declare, you are saying, I am going to allow the universe to guide me, guide my body. If you're here, we are human design girls and guys here. Okay. We are not overthinkers. We trust our bodies. We trust that our body is going to take us where we need to go. When you declare, you allow your body to guide you. Because again, something that I said, and I've been saying a lot lately, we are only present to 0.0035% of what is happening in the world. And I want to let you know why it's that. Because we can only perceive in terms of color that amount. Okay? We can only, in terms of color, because color refracts, the only amount that we can see is 0.0035% of what is happening. So when you declare, you're saying, shit, I can only see less than 1%, and I'm going to allow the other 99 point whatever percent to show up in my favor. And it's scary. I'm going to be honest with you, it's scary. Because we have been taught to control how we feel, control what we think, control the actions that we take. We even try to control other people. Let me get an amen. Let me get an amen. We try to control other people. It's impossible. But that only comes because you keep controlling yourself. I can't be emotional. I can't share my truth. I can't be vulnerable. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know what your thing is, but that's my thing. I can't let you know that I'm over here struggling and I need support. I don't want you to see me in that light. I can't let you know that I'm showing up for my business and nothing's happening, but I'm still showing up. You see, that vulnerability is important for you. That opportunity to look yourself in the face and say, damn, like I'm doing something. I'm putting myself on a limb and I'm going to allow it to work out. I'm going to allow it to work out. That's what manifestation is. That's what manifestation is, allowing things to work out, not making them work out. That's why the concert is on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. I'll be there on time, looking fly as hell. Already packed my bag. That's another thing. Okay, so I asked you, what is the scariest thing that you declared in the last 90 days? Okay. Now I want to know what has shown up in your life since that declaration. You see, a lot of the times we declare things, but because we don't see how it's going to happen, we don't take the steps necessary to tell the universe with our energy, yeah, I believe that what I say is possible has already happened. So I'm operating like it did. I said I'm going to the UK. I don't have a plane ticket. I have my ticket to the concert. I have my ticket to France. My bag. I went and bought a new bag last night. I have a bag. I have clothes. Like all these things. I'm still moving. Moving in the energy because it's done. You know when people say, "Oh, in order to manifest, you have to operate as if it's done." A lot of you, and I'm included in this, we get caught up in the how. So I said I want this thing and I think it's done, but then we don't operate as though it's done. We get caught up in the how. Well, I don't see the money yet. And I don't see the followers yet. And nobody's liking my videos. And no one's commenting. And no one's engaging. And no one's buying my product. So it's not working. And then you allow the 3D, which is lagging. Okay? The 3D is a lagging. You ever been like on a stream and you watching the stream, but then it's like lagging, like you feel like the creator's already talking, but it's moving real slow? That's the 3D. You decide what you want, and then the 3D catches up. But if you are judging what you already decided based on the 3D, you will give up every time. You will give up every time. Every time. The 3D is not ahead of you. The 3D is behind. When I say the 3D, I mean the material reality. Yes, it's all created in the mind first. You create it in your mind and then you operate as though it's done. And this is where most of us, all of us, at some point in our lives, this is where we get stopped. Oh, I'm creating I see this every day on my post on TikTok. I'm creating, but nobody's liking my video, so I think I'm just going to give up. Or most recently, I was about to give up and then I watched your video. Thank you. Yo, you can go back to my page. I have been consistent. And this is one of the things I want to talk about. I have been consistent for a long time. People that have been following me for years, you know me back from Facebook years, and before that Instagram years. And then before that MySpace days. I have been online for a long time. So the ability to come and take up space, it seems effortless, but it took time. It took consistency. We're not even going to talk about time. It took showing up and not giving a fuck whether or not the 3D had caught up yet. This is the only reason why. I'm going to tell you, I want to talk about a few things right here, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about, which is very important for you to understand. You see that period where things seem slow and it seems like nothing's happening? That's when your roots are becoming grounded. I don't know if y'all know this about bamboo. Bamboo, first, when you plant a little bamboo tree, it shoots up and then it stops growing. And you know what's happening when it stops growing? And literally for years, it looks like it stops growing. Those roots are going down into the ground and they're becoming stronger and more fortified. And then what looks like overnight, the bamboo shoots up. I think it can grow like 10 feet overnight or some crazy number like that. Why? Because the roots have been established to support the big ass bamboo that's about to grow up. But a lot of y'all, you plant the seed and then you go back and you check in the seed every damn day. You checking the seed, oh, it's not growing fast enough. So you want to plant the seed today and think that seed can hold a house tomorrow. Trust and believe the house will crumble. And this is the portion of your manifestations that you are missing. You don't want to go through the period of the content is shitty. You don't want to go through the period of, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about yet, but I'm still showing up. You don't want to do that. You don't want to produce the digital product or the digital asset or start the business that isn't all the way in alignment yet. You don't want to do that. But those are the periods where you start to fortify your foundation. Y'all, months ago, I was talking about branding every single day. And I guess my message is still about branding. But my core message was all about projectors, human design projectors, and branding. That's what I was talking about every single day. And because I kept talking about that, guess what happened? The universe led me and 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 led me to my right message. But if I gave up, you would not be here today. You would not be here today. Because I wouldn't be here to offer what I'm sharing with you now. I wouldn't have all of what I have to share with you today if I did not keep going. And how many of y'all are giving up before you don't even get anywhere, you giving up. You ain't even get anywhere yet and you gave up. You went and you looked at the land and you were like, ooh, I want to build a house on this land. And then you went home and say, nah, fuck that. I got to buy the land, then I got to excavate the land, and we got to dig it out. We got to build a foundation. By the way, I was there. My parents built our house. So I know this experience pretty well. All right? We got to excavate the land. Then we got to lay the flooring. Like, there is a lot that goes into building a proper house. And a lot of y'all are talking, I want to be a successful content creator. I want to get paid to exist. And you're not building the foundation. Come on now. How are you going to have that relationship of your dreams if you don't build the foundation? Me and my man still building foundation. I'm going to be real with y'all. Because who we came in as is two very independent people. Down to a conversation we had this morning. We are two very independent people. So we're still massaging and learning each other. It's the same thing with you and producing content. The same thing with you showing up for your business. You're not giving yourself the chance to be wrong. You want to be so right that everybody else doesn't like you, that you don't give yourself the opportunity to be wrong, that shit, maybe what I'm talking about is not what I'm supposed to be talking about. Maybe the platform I'm on is not the platform that I'm supposed to be on. Like, give yourself a chance to be wrong. That's the cringe. You know what's the good thing about being wrong? The great thing about being wrong? The great thing about being wrong is that you stop being right and aligned with all the bullshit that was drilled into all of our heads. You got to work 12 hours a day. You got to work for somebody else. You got to work till you're 65. You can't have an easy job. You can't have a job that you love. You can't make money in your sleep. All of that was drilled into all of our heads. Damn, I'm preaching like a freaking Baptist church preacher today. You see, a huge part of having what you dream of and what you want requires you to unlearn the shit that does not work. The habits, the thoughts, the beliefs, the people you're hanging around, the content you're consuming. It requires you to dig that up, remove it. It's like when you have a weed in your yard. You want to go spray. Oh, I'm just going to spray this on the weed. Nah, you got to dig it up. You got to say, weed, you can't live here. You have to dig up what does not work. And the only way that happens is once you throw your hat over the wall and say, I am ready to become. Because the version of the life that you want, you've never been that version of you yet. You've never been that girl yet, or guy. The coffee guy, right? You've never been that version of you yet. So how are you going to just, I'm not going to change. I'm going to be the same person I've always been. I'm going to be comfortable in who I am, and then things are going to change. I want to go viral on TikTok, but you making content where I can't see your face. The lighting is terrible. You're afraid to actually show yourself in your environment. You don't actually communicate with people in the comments. Like, how are you going to grow that way? Oh, I'm an introvert. Well, baby, it's time to be extroverted. What's up? Like, you trying to hold on to, I'm scared and I want to be famous and I want to be paid to exist at the same time. You can't hold both. You have to choose one and put your foot on the gas. Choose one and put your foot on the gas. Back to what I said about everything you want is really just a feeling. Yes, I'm excited to be with my sister. I'm excited to see Chris Brown. I'm excited to be in London, all that good stuff, right? But what I truly desire, like I shared with you, is the feeling of building something that impacts lives. And it impacts lives so deeply that the money is just flowing. That's what I truly want. And so, in me making that declaration, I am becoming that girl for real. Let me share something with you. Hi, honey. Manifestation in progress. Yes, I love that. Let me share some stuff that has happened since I declared what I declared. Right, 2,000% increase. I want to say that I declared this like mid-April when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to London. I'm gonna meet my sisters in London. Right. Let me share with you what has happened because, like I said, and I want you. Excuse me. While I'm sharing this with you, I want you to start percolating, right, on what it is that you actually want. Okay. Because it isn't the physical thing. It's not the house. It's not the car. It's not the money. I have an Aquarius North node. I am for the people. Trust and believe that. I am clear on who I am. I am clear on what I want. I am clear on what I was designed to fulfill in this world. So I know for damn fact is not money. Nothing lights me up more than being here with you, than creating content and having people say, holy shit, I needed to see this today. That lights me up. Making a difference over there with you, knowing that you are transforming, lights me up. And so I'm sharing that with you because you need to get clear on what truly lights you up, what you really want. Don't allow other people and the things that they have to have you out here thinking, oh, you want a house, you want to be famous, you want a pile of money. That's not what you want. This is why people get that and they still off themselves. RIP. This is why people get all the things and they're still not happy. Steve Jobs talked about that. Steve Jobs talked about that. I love what he was like. Yo, I wish I spent more time with my family. Big, successful business, designing everything. And what happened? Died early. Apple hasn't been the same since. This is why it is important. When I have difficult conversations with my man, I recognize like what is both important to us is communication and a family. And when I don't communicate, I got to be with myself. When he doesn't communicate, he has to be with ourselves because that's not what our greatest commitment is. When you look at our daughter, we're very clear. Like, yeah, we're still together and we're still pushing forward because we gave our word to the matter. So for me, it's not about. I don't email. If you're on my newsletter list, I'll be emailing y'all every day, almost. Not because I want something from you, but because I want you to know that there is big things available to you if you step into what's available to you. I want to be the reminder every single day in your inbox. I'm gonna email you more than Target, okay? Target is not about to get you out at the house spending money. I need you to know that you are specially designed for big things. So I'm gonna email you every day. I'm gonna love on you every day. I'm gonna remind you that you are designed for amazing things every day. And if you don't want to be inspired and motivated, you could get off the newsletter list. I'm not mad at it. I'll be checking my little, ooh, look who unsubscribed. Cool. I'm not for everybody. Some people want to be asleep. That's cool. I'm here for the purposeful guys and girls, okay? That are here for proper fulfillment. When you wake up every day, you are happy because you have life and you are excited for who you are going to inspire to live their life. That is who I'm here for, okay? So again, the question to you is, what are you truly here for? It's not the material thing. And the moment that you get clear on that is the moment that you truly step into fulfilling your purpose. Because the way you're going to start to show up is going to blow your mind. All right. Before I share with you some of the results, because this is like proof of what I said that is important to me. And I'm so proud of myself because me throwing my hat over the wall allows me to put myself in whatever, I'm not even going to say difficult or uncomfortable. It forces me to learn new things and to unlearn things. So I can become this version of myself that impacts the people who I say I'm here to impact. I can't impact you if I'm not over here making shit happen in my life. That's one of the biggest things I want y'all to hear, especially you who want to be content creators and business owners. You have to put yourself at issue and become a version of yourself that is new so that you can teach your people something. How are you going to teach me if you're not putting yourself at issue? If you're not putting yourself on the line, how are you going to teach me anything? I just want to answer one question. Hi, Lo So Natural. Hi, Whitley. I just want to answer the question for manifestation in progress. How can we sign up for the newsletter? Go on my Stand store and get something for free. You can buy something or you can get something for free. Either way, you'll end up on the newsletter list. Okay, that's the easiest way to do that. Okay, perfect. So again, for those of you that are just joining, I'm going to bring you present to the first question of the day is what is the scariest thing that you declared in the last 90 days? Okay, and scary is different for all of us. All right, what is scary to someone who has, we're going to talk about this real quick, right? What is scary to someone who has Mercury? Because y'all know I talk a lot about the placements. Hi, the crystal life. Hi, girl. So depending on where your Mercury is placed, your Mercury is going to tell you a lot about what you're very insecure about. Okay. Not only is it where you're going to make your money or how you're going to make your money in terms of action, your Mercury placement also tells you what you're insecure about. And so when I ask you what is the scariest thing you've declared in the last 90 days, scary to you is truly going to be based on your Mercury placement. I have Mercury in the 8th house. And so what's scary to me is declaring anything around money because I'm like, I want to control it. All right. And in this season, it is forcing me to allow God, the universe, my ancestors, the energies that be to work on my behalf. It's forcing me and it's beating my behind. No, Sarah, you cannot make it happen. You cannot force your way into making it happen. Sorry. I know you want to force your way. It's not going to happen that way. So in me declaring that I'm going to London, not having no idea how this money is going to come to fruition, that was a financial declaration. And what it forced me to do was to take a whole new approach to my business, right? And so I want to share with you some of the things that are a result since I made this declaration less than 2 months ago, okay? First of all, 2,000% increase in my leads. I had 81 people on my newsletter list in April, close to the end of April. Today, as of May 18th, I have 2,005 people on my newsletter list. 2,005. Remember what I said to you. It's not the thing that I want. And this is what I want you to investigate for yourself. It's not the thing that I want. What is important to me is impacting people, giving you that freedom, that confidence to bet on you. That's important to me. That's what lights me up. And so for me, having data that says, girl, you're doing the damn thing, that lets me know that I am unlearning what no longer works. I am not trying to do it my own way anymore. Okay? That's number one. International Wanderlust. Hello, beautiful. Okay? So 2,000% increase in my leads. I went from having 81 leads to over 2,000 leads. Next up, doubled my digital product income. Okay? So I think in my digital products, which means things that I create once and then they sell themselves over and over again. Hi, New Blooms. And they sell themselves over and over again. I think I had probably $600 from digital products, and then that went up to $1,400. Okay? That's just my digital products. Okay? Another thing, my TikTok, I had 1,800 followers on TikTok. Okay? 1,800 followers on TikTok. This was at the middle of April. Okay? I have over 8,000 followers on TikTok as of today. Do you hear me? Over 8,000 followers on TikTok as of today. Now, those are some of the physical, tangible results, right? Now, I want to share with you what supported that. Something that, and I want you to be present to this, because you have to be present to the indications, the gifts, the tools that the universe is putting on your timeline. The same way that I may be that person for you, there are people that are that person for me. And so I came across this guy, his name is Nero Knowledge on YouTube. Nero is he's like 20 something years old, but he be dropping quantum physics education and making it so easy. And so I have literally been binging his content. And a lot of his content has gotten me present to the fact that, one, there are 3 planes of manifestation, and one of those planes, I was not trusting in it. The lowest level of manifestation is the physical plane. The second level is the mental plane, and the third level is the spiritual plane. I have been playing on the physical and the mental plane for a very long time in my life. But the thing that creates those big results that we want, it is not the physical or the mental. It's the spiritual plane. Because physically, I can show up on YouTube Live every week. I can post the content on TikTok all the time. Mentally, I know that the things I'm talking about are valuable, right? But what is actually going to make sure that my content is in places and in front of people who I don't know? I don't know where they're at. I don't know what time they're online. I don't have any control over that. And that was me in the spiritual realm. You know what? I trust that I am here for big things. I know that I am perfectly designed for the life that I see for myself. I know that God is going to ensure that I am where I need to be with the people I'm supposed to be with, in front of the people who are for me. And from there, I'm going to create the content. And you know what happened? Video on video on video on video, viral, 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 viral. This video that I'm like, oh, this is how you make money. This is how you get paid to exist. Tap into your Mercury placements. Has 500,000 views right now. You know, there was a time that I was afraid to talk about astrology. I was like, I'm from the Caribbean. If you didn't know, you're new to me. I'm from the Caribbean. We don't believe in the stars and what? So I wasn't talking about astrology, only to find out that my Mercury is in the 8th house, which is all about esoteric topics, death and rebirth. That's exactly what I'm supposed to be talking about. But I was afraid of talking about that, only to find out that the reason you are here is because you are also into that topic. So that's where we relate. I want y'all to hear the power in declaring, allowing yourself to become, and talking about that thing that you are, whether you're embarrassed about it, you're insecure about it, the people in your life will think it's weird. You were designed for that. I had someone write on my one of my videos today. She has her Mercury's in the 1st house. And she was like, anytime I talk about myself and how I'm becoming myself and how I'm becoming better, the people in my life think, well, who is she? And I was like, girl, those are not your people. Those are not your people. The people directly around you, they think they know you because they know when you go to the bathroom. They know when you're eating crap. They know when you're eating junk food. So they think they know you. You don't know me. I don't care if we sleep together. I don't care if we made a baby together. You do not know me and I don't know you. Let's be real. And if you didn't know this, people can only see you in the way that they see themselves. I think this is very important for you to get for yourself, especially if you are wanting to take up space online and you're afraid of being canceled. You're afraid of not saying the right thing. You're afraid of being seen. People can only see you to the limit in which they see themselves. So you can have somebody talking about the most deep, profound, life-transforming thing, and because, oh, their hair looks weird, I can't watch their content, or their voice looks weird. What that got to do with the message? That's like the young man that I was telling y'all about, Nero Knowledge. He's a young dude. He's 20 something years old. He wears a do-rag. He wears a wife beater in his videos, and he says the N-word a lot. And he has literally said, I'm not changing this because I need y'all to understand that what I look like and the words that I use has nothing to do with the message. Y'all be caught up in labels too much. I don't believe in labels. I don't give a fuck about labels. I don't. This is one of the things that has allowed me to live a good life, a great life, where magic and miracles happen in my life, because I don't ascribe to labels. I know I'm a Black woman. I know I'm a Caribbean woman. I know I weigh 300 pounds. I know I'm 6 feet tall, but what the fuck that got to do with what I'm here for? Nothing. What does that have to do with the doors that are already assigned to my name? Nothing. What does that have to do with the people that God has already attributed to my ministry? Nothing. But this world, they will tell you, you're too Black for that. You're too white for that. You're too short for that. You're too fat for that. You're not smart enough for that. You don't have a degree. Who are you? You don't got enough money for that. They will tell you all that bullshit. But it's the person that says, none of that shit matters. Because what's for me is for me. What I was designed for is what I'm designed for. So I'm going to show up anyway. That person succeeds. That person is satisfied in their life. That person is fulfilled. That person is successful. It's like me telling my client this the other day. She messaged me and she was like, oh, you know, she listed some products or some offerings that she's doing, some readings. And I read it and I'm like, why you have only, she got the price, only 22 pounds. She's in the UK, right? Only 22 pounds, only 66 pounds. I said, you better remove that. She's like, you know what? Somebody I showed this to said that my prices are kind of low, but I thought that I don't have any followers, so I can't charge higher prices. I said, girl, before there was social media, there was your purpose. Please get it correct. Before there was social media, before there were other people, there was your purpose. So you cannot be out here pricing the transformation, because y'all be thinking, oh, I'm just selling this thing. I'm just offering this service. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna put it on sale. I'm gonna price it low. It's not a big deal. Get the fuck out of here. No. There's a young lady in my DM. She stopped responding to me. She'll probably come around, but whatever. She is like, oh, I really need support with my nervous system. It is so dysregulated. My health is out of whack. I'm burnt out. And I was like, okay, would you like a one-on-one session or do you want a group session? Oh, I would prefer one-on-one. That would serve me better. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I responded to her. I said, the investment is $3,000 and something for a one-on-one. Crickets. Why? Because do I want to pay that? And this is what I want you as the service provider, because I'm talking to you as the service provider, whether you're a coach, a healer, a creative, whatever you are, you need to understand that the transformation, the end result is what your people are coming to you for. You are simply, you're the medium, and you have to stand in the end result. So I'm going to keep standing for her. I'm going to stand over here where the regulated nervous system is at. Okay? This is the cost. And you have to determine, is it more important for you to have a regulated nervous system, or is it more important for you to keep them dollars in your bank account? Because I promise you, regulating your nervous system is going to make you way more money than that money you're holding on to right now. And I say this to all of you because there is something that you are offering in the world and you are discounting it because, oh, I don't have the followers. Or I don't have the degree. Or everybody don't know me yet. There was a calling put on your life. There is a mission on your life. There are people lined up to work with you. But because you are shy and you are afraid and am I ready? Am I worthy? Do I know enough? You sleeping on you. Imagine her not responding to me and then me saying, oh, well, damn, well, maybe the price is too high or maybe I'm not the right person. Fuck that. 10, if I had 10 more toes, those toes are down. So we 20 toes down right now. because I am doing the work on myself. So I understand the power of a regulated nervous system. So you can be over there guessing and wondering, and that's cool on you. I'm gonna be over here enjoying the joys of me regulating mine. And I'm gonna keep showing up because my people are waiting. So again, I need you to get at the core, because that's really my work. As much as I talk about getting paid to exist, you're already getting paid to exist. Let's be real. Somebody's already paying you. Whether you have a job or you have a business or you have a partner that pays you, you're already getting paid to exist. Ain't nobody out here that's not getting paid to exist. The question is, are you getting paid in a way that you enjoy? Are you being paid in a way that you enjoy? That's the question. That's the freedom that everyone is seeking. So if we can accept that truth first, I'm already being paid to exist. However, the way that I'm being paid, I've grown beyond that. I was making six figures working in finance in New York City. Okay? I worked at UBC. I worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers. I worked at Credit Suisse Bank. Like, your girl has been around working at big companies getting paid big dollars. Okay? But I recognize that this way that I'm being paid, I don't want to be paid this way anymore. I don't want to have to come to your job every morning. I don't want to have to get dressed, get on a train, come sit at this desk. I don't want to do that. I just don't. There's a better way. And so I bet on me. And I said, thank you for the employment. Thank you for the money. I'm out. And first I became a realtor. Then I was trying to sell life insurance. That didn't go well. Then I was what was I doing? Selling CBD balm. And then I came across becoming a life coach. And I was like, oh my God, this is me. But it's not even a life coach. I enjoy speaking. I have a Gemini Mercury. I love to talk, but I love to talk with purpose. You see, a lot of y'all think, oh, she just showed up, boop, magic. No, I have thrown my hat across the wall in many different areas. And each one of them has taught me something that makes me formidable and positions me to be the person I am today. And I want you to hear that as an empowerment, because there are things that you have done in your life that has not worked out, and you're judging yourself based on what has not worked out. Oh, that didn't work, so this new thing is probably not going to work. What the fuck? That didn't work because it wasn't for me. I need you to reframe these life experiences. That relationship didn't work because that person was not for you. You didn't thrive in that city because that city was not for you. That type of content you were creating got 0 views because that's not what you're supposed to be showing up and talking about. That business model didn't work for you. It didn't work for you because that business model is not for you. It does not allow effortless. It does not allow ease. It does not allow softness. It does not allow sultry. It does not allow time for you to be with yourself. If you in my world, you want time to be with yourself. You understand that this journey is about you. And when you work in a job, when you have a business model that does not allow for you to be with you, you are frustrated. You hate it. You hate the people. You hate the money. You hate everything about it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. As much as I create digital products, your girl knows that she's here to yap. Okay? Ben knew that since I was a child. Had a principal write in my report card, Sarah talks too much. She thinks she knows everything. So in 2025, thank you, Nara the Goat. Yes, in 2025, where platforms are paying me to yap, please believe I'm going to show up. I want y'all to understand it gets to be that easy for you, but you have to decide. That's why we on TikTok and we on YouTube right now, because all y'all gonna get the love. I go live once a week. I'm a human design projector. I don't have the energy to go live every day. Not doing it. Sorry. But a generator, if that's you, manifesting generator, you need to be on. This girl was talking about how she made $250,000 on live. Like, what do you, come on now. If you are a creative, I'm going to plug this in here. If you're a healer, a coach, a creative, an influencer, and you are ready to take your following and your income into new heights in the next 8 weeks, I want you to check out Confident and Paid. That's my private community. We go deep into this, and we are going to have shifts every single month. You are going to shift and shift and shift. Everything, every ebook that I've created, it's already in that community. This energy that I'm bringing you right now, if you want to take this on in your life and you want to become an eloquent speaker that can hold the room and hold the space and hold the energy, Confident and Paid is where we're doing it at, okay? But you want to see me for free and you want to get the free community. This is what I call community service. All y'all need to be doing community service right here, okay? You need to have a platform where you are producing for the community. A lot of y'all don't want to, you don't want to give nothing. You don't want to give nothing. You want to give the people some encouragement, some hope. That's what you got to do. You got to give the free content. And then people say, holy shit, I like what she's saying. I'm about to follow her. And then a year from now, when you're like, ooh, I want to do a retreat. Shout out to my girl, Stella. I want to host a retreat. Now, them same people who you were giving free game to, they're the first people to sign up. I want y'all to know the brand deals and the brand opportunities, that's the cherry on top to your purpose, okay? Your purpose already has millions and billions ascribed to it. You don't need nobody's brand deal. This one girl I know has what? She probably has 100,000 followers on YouTube, 200 and something followers on Instagram. She's a content creator, right? But she's a human design projector. And she be burnt the fuck out, exhausted. Because guess what those brands require? They require the same level of showing up all the time. They're checking your numbers because they want to make sure that you're going to show up. So this is again why I'm inviting you into Confident and Paid. It's important for you to understand it's not just about your astrology placements. Based on your natural design, there is a business model that allows you to honor your energy. I had to learn this because I was very burnt out a few years ago. I was going live every single day. The girls that know. I was showing up like a generator. So I was burnt out. And so me learning human design, holy shit, now I learned, I don't have the energy for that. I'm not here to work hard. I'm here to drop insights. That's what a projector does. A projector is going to guide you in how to use your energy most efficiently. So I don't have to work hard. That's not my work. You don't have to work hard either when you're doing what you love. So it's very important for you to not only understand your Mercury placements and what you're meant to be talking about, what you're meant to have a business around, but in what way? What is the business model that supports your energy? A generator and a manifesting generator, you need to be having fun. The more fun you have, the more money you make. So if you're doing your thing in a business model that doesn't honor that, you can't have any fun. It's not going to produce you the income that you desire. This is all very important. Ooh, Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Sheila says, Sheila or Sheila? I'm a manifesting generator and I let the companies come to me and I say yes or no based on fun. Hello. We're all responding to life. No matter projector, manifesting generator, reflector, we're all responding to life. But you learning your human design helps you to understand your mechanism, your makeup. Trust me, the world got us all drunk thinking that we're the same. You're the same. Come get a job. Come get a job. Work until you're 65. We're all drunk on that same Kool-Aid. And so now we're starting to wake up and now you're starting to realize, just because we have different skin color doesn't mean we can't have the same values. Just because we have the same skin color doesn't mean that we value the same things. Just because we're from the same island doesn't mean that we operate in the same way. I have a splenic authority. If you don't know anything about human design authority, that is how you make decisions. I'm a splenic authority. It makes so much sense that I'm going to London and I haven't bought my ticket yet. Because I'm very much like, not yet. Okay, now. My spleen in the moment be like, okay, now. I'm not someone that's going to months and months in advance be making plans. That's not how I operate. I have a splenic authority. My spleen is in the moment. I might say, yeah, I want to do that. But then in the moment, I'm going to know exactly what I want to wear and where I want to go and how I want to go there. But you may have emotional authority. You may have sacral authority. We are all different. And this is why the people that are going to be happy, successful, paid, satisfied, fulfilled, at peace, going into the next 20 years are going to be the people that know themselves, the people that continue to learn their truth, how they operate. Those are going to be the successful people. Anyone that's still operating like a robot, about to be in the have-nots. You about to be in the have-nots. I'm sorry to let you know. So if you're here, it's very important for you to focus heavily on knowing yourself, honoring your body, honoring your energy, doing things you love. That's the only way you're going to live a long, healthy life, a long, thriving life. Ooh, I have a 6'2" projector reporting for duty. Hello, Asavella. Welcome. 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 I really want y'all to understand that before this material world that we have all become drunk on, there was simply a spiritual experience. And your spiritual experience is coded into your DNA. No matter what you try to do, you cannot get away from your mission, your design, your purpose. I'm going to tell my man's business real quick. He's been in the military for 20 years, 30 years. And he literally shared with me the other day, like, yo, for the past 8 years, I've just been going to work to get a check. And I can feel the emptiness in that. And my heart goes out, especially to men who feel like, well, I have to provide, and I can't take the time to learn myself. But because of what society has done, a lot of us women have also stepped into that. You're no longer in your feminine energy. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to sleep 8 to 10 hours, which is what you need as a woman. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to go for a walk and experience the breeze and the birds and nature and eat foods that actually fuel your body. Women are working just as hard as men in 2025. For what? To say you bought a house by yourself? What's sexy about that? What's sexy about that? To ignore what your nature needs? You know how many women are going to work throughout their cycle at a time when your body needs to rest? Like your luteal phase is for you to rest. You going to work. We gotta come off the Kool-Aid. We gotta come off the Kool-Aid. That's the same Kool-Aid that has you thinking that you being yourself is not enough for your people. What has truly grown my following in the time that it has grown and has you here today is me being more and more and more myself. More and more and more myself. That's the only thing that's working. That's the only thing that will have you paid to exist. When you honor your energy and you show up as yourself and you allow yourself to become yourself. That's a bar right there. Allow yourself to become yourself. You know who you are. You just need to remember and allow yourself the space to discover who you truly are again. The person that you want to become, you already are her. You already are her or him. Because I know we got some males on here, right? Being paid to exist is you saying, fuck the narrative. Fuck the box. Fuck the labels. It's so funny. Nero says the N-word. I say fuck. Fuck is my word, okay? If you don't like fuck, close your ears, okay? Fuck the labels. Fuck the narratives. Fuck the box. Fuck the timeline that other people want you on. You're on your time. You are the niche. You are what your people want from you. The life that you're living is enough. You don't need to buy a content plan. You don't need a content strategy. You don't need a business strategy. I don't have a business strategy. I continue to learn myself and the business grows. Like, I learn myself and the business grows. And I have worked with coaches. I have worked with mentors. I've invested in all of the things. And this is why when you are in my world, the only thing I'm holding space for is you feeling safe to be more and more yourself. I do not teach strategy. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. There is no strategy in my world. Okay? What there is a safe space for you to be still, for you to be seen, for you to be heard. My girls in Confident Pay will let you know that right now. I don't be telling them what to do. I ask questions that help them to uncover the truth of who they are. I provide insight that helps them go, oh shit, that's me. Now I see where to tweak. I don't provide strategy, and anyone that's providing strategy is telling you what worked for them. How is that going to work for you? So just a reminder, when you say yes to you, when you throw your hat over the wall, when you say, I'm going to bet on me, what you are saying is, I am ready to unlearn what no longer serves me. And it can be the way that you think. It can be habits that you have. It can be ways that you're going about speaking and carrying yourself. You have to let go of the addiction of being right. Nobody wins when you're right. Okay, ooh, you're right. Okay, and then what? And then what now? Do you want to be right? Or do you want to live in your right timeline? Let me know. Drop a bullseye. Nelly Welly just dropped one. I know that was from before, but drop a bullseye if that resonates with you. Are you committed to being right? Or are you committed to living in your right timeline? That's what I'm about. I don't want to be right. I want to live in the timeline that was assigned to my name, that has all my blessings, that has all my love, that has all my fortunes, that has the right people, places. That's where I want to be. That's the only timeline that I can breathe in. Do you know how often we are in here taking shallow ass breaths because we're fearful, we're scared, we're anxious, we can't be ourselves? If you are not giving the body deep breaths, the body is not getting what it needs. And so when you are in any environment where you are shallow breathing, you don't even realize. There are times when I do breathing exercises and people cry because they can't remember the last time they had a deep breath. You getting on the train. This is me getting on the train in New York City. I don't know who is going to be jerking off on the train. I don't know who is going to be trying to get in a fight on the train. Like, getting on the train in New York City was the height of anxiety, and I didn't even realize it until I left New York for 3 years. The moment I went back to New York City, I said, hell no. I was there for 3 weeks. I said, hell no, I'm not doing this to my nervous system again. Are you committed to being right or living in your right timeline? That's for you to marinate on. That is what's going to have your content and your business and your relationships and your life on a whole feel like flow. When you become committed to living in your right timeline. Okay. We're going to pause there. Usually we're on for about an hour and a half. So I want to leave the rest of this time. I'm going to go through some of the comments. Hi, Keisha. Okay. Your energy is so soothing. Oh, my pleasure. Just to let you all know, if you're new here, I am a Cancer Sun, Taurus Moon, Scorpio Rising, Aquarius North Node. I also have a Cancer Venus. So the motherly energy is very natural, very aligned, okay? But I have a Gemini Mercury. She talks very fast, okay? She be talking so fast, I be sweating. And what's my Jupiter? I have a Gemini Jupiter as well, right? So just to give you a little, again, we have a makeup that is perfect for our people. I know that you need to hear and to feel nurtured. I know that. I know that. My Chiron is also in Cancer, so I have the mother wound. There are things that I needed from my mom that I didn't necessarily get. Not mad at her. This is also her first time here. Okay? But I give that to myself, and I give it to myself so well that I can overflow it and let it overflow into you, because that's what you need, right? But according to your makeup, there's a way that you show up that your people need, and they're longing for it. And when you don't show up, your people don't get what they need, and then you don't experience a life that you're meant to live. You may be on live and it may not look like this because you're not me. But I promise you, there are people that are waiting for you to show up in the way that you show up. Like, their entire life is dependent. And I'm being dead ass serious right now. Their entire life is dependent on you showing up. Back to me talking about Steve Jobs. How many of us are impacted by Apple? I'm on a MacBook right now. I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Like, if that man didn't show up in his power and his wisdom and his creative insight, I think he was a manifester. If he didn't show up in all of that, we wouldn't have this ease that we have in life. And I need you to understand that you are the same. You are powerful in that manner. You are here for a specific purpose. And so you getting out of your head and unlearning all of those negative, stupid things that you are believing, that is going to transform your life. Okay? And a lot of that is attributed to what other people told you that you are. Imagine if I was still living my life like that principal said. Sarah talks too much. Encourage her to talk less. She thinks she knows it all. Imagine if I let that woman determine my life and dictate my life. I would be the most miserable girl ever. Because can you imagine me being quiet? No. Anyways, with that being said, I want to leave some room for questions. So please drop your questions in the chat. Whether you're here on TikTok or on YouTube, drop your questions in the chat. I'm going to read some of the comments. The Apple ecosystem got me in a chokehold, girl. Girl, I need me an iPad with iPad pen. That's my next thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's next, okay? Hi, Tasha Unveiled. I'm new here. You just came up with my FYP. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, I'm going to scroll through this and then we're going to go through the YouTube comments. Nothing we go through is in vain. Our experiences are meant to share. That's for everybody. This is why when I say, like, the more you are, the easier your business, your influence, all of that happens. Because the life that you have lived has already provided you with everything that you need. Everything that I've lived in this life thus far has prepared me for this exact moment. And you need to know that that is true about you as well, okay? Yo, shout out to Niera the Goat. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Cause you about to be a moderator. Are you my moderator? Who sent you? Because I'm appreciative of you. All right, Tatiana, 1-3 manifesting generator. Welcome, Tatiana. Okay. Share with a friend, share the live. I've been following your shenanigans for at least a decade. You definitely love to talk with purpose. Watagwan. Yo, we are the solution. So happy to have you here. All of it is relative to the purpose. Pisces, Mercury's, I tried life insurance too, girl. You know what? I might go back. I'm learning a lot about life insurance right now and learning how to use life insurance as your own personal bank. I'm reading a book that says, something about the Rockefellers, like building your life according to the Rockefellers. And it's really, a lot of it is based on life insurance. Okay. It was your destiny to do your own thing. Yes. We came here to be self-sufficient. Very much so. Very good topics. I love being in this place in my life. It's exciting. Welcome. I love that comment because I think some people are like, oh, it's too late for me to learn this information now. I'm over that part of my life. What if you have life? And I think I think this is something I see in my mom. I see it in my dad. I even see it in my partner. He's 55. And it's just like, oh, I'm getting older. He said that to me this morning. I'm 55. I'm like, what the fuck that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? There are 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds that are healthy and living life, starting YouTube channels, starting businesses. What does your age have to do with it? Nothing. Excuse. Excuse. The scariest thing has also been where I'm being placed and how impactful I am. Okay, so I want to talk about this real quick. Okay, we probably gonna be on here for 2 hours. Stay with me if you can. If you can't, you can catch a replay on YouTube, right? Something that is going to be very scary is being seen. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest about that. I remember a few years ago, I did this workshop and everyone's like, oh, you're playing it small. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you're afraid to be a big deal. And I said, what? And that's when I really got present to how I would self-sabotage myself, because every time there was some growth happening, I would literally get in my own way. Right? I would switch up the message or I would stop showing up because I was afraid of, like, oh my God, the responsibility, what's to come by putting myself out there. But I need all of you to know that everything that you need will be provided as you take steps. Okay. 2 resources. I want you to read The Big Leap or listen to it. The Big Leap is a really transformative book. Why it is important is because it talks about how we self-sabotage when we start to have everything that we want, because we've been told that you can't have it all at once, and that's bullshit. So what we naturally do is, okay, I have the relationship, I have the body, I have the money, and then you start to fuck one of them up because you can't, subconsciously, you're like, I can't have it all. And so by reading The Big Leap, you learn about being in alignment, being in your zone of genius. In your zone of genius, you are literally heavenly in every area of your life. You are aligned in every area of your life. And I see this for myself. When it comes to my finances, my business, my health, like, I am aligned. But my relationship, sometimes I'm like, can I say the thing? Because I don't want to come off like an asshole, you know? Which, y'all, I'll be real, because that's what y'all are here for. My partner is this thin line. Like, do I want you to be a lover and somebody that could just get up in your today might be that day. But yes, it is scary to be seen for all of who you are. Facts. The enchantment within. I'm here for the FYP on that video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, something I want to say. I can't go over another video. Y'all, use y'all names. Use your names, okay? Be acknowledged for who you are. There's nothing wrong with a nickname. I go by Sarah Billings, but my name is Sarah. The reason I say this is because allow people to be with all of you. Allow people to be with all of you. Who don't know Beyonce? And her mama named her that, okay? Y'all all know Beyonce knows. Please embrace your name. Embrace your truth. Embrace your power. I was born Sarah Elizabeth, okay? I'm gonna take up all of my space with that name. I don't care if it sounds, oh, your name sounds white and you talk, what the fuck? Sarah Elizabeth. I'm taking up all my space, okay? Use your name. Take up your space. Put your stake in the ground. Allow people to make movies about you. Allow them to write memoirs about you, okay? Not some made up bullshit. Empower yourself in that way. You think you're small, but there's something that I learned a long time ago. When you acknowledge somebody by their name, it makes a huge difference in their self-confidence, how they feel about themselves. I went to a restaurant over the weekend. We went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. We stopped at a Caballeros? Anyway, some Italian spot, right? Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. We stopped there. The steak wasn't cooked well, and the manager came over, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Sean. I'm the manager. I want to make sure that you have a good experience, blah, 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 blah." All right. And I said, "Thank you, Sean. We appreciate it." He left. He came back. He brought the steak. And then I said, "Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate your service." And he was like, he stuck out his hand. He was like, somebody that remembers somebody's name, that has me see you in a whole different light. And he was like, that lets me know that you see me as a person. And I was like, I absolutely do. And he was like, most people, they don't remember your name. They don't care to remember your name. There is power in your name. There is power in acknowledging other people by their name. Okay, took me on a little tangent, but I need y'all to understand that, okay? When you write in that book, you want your name on that bitch, okay? Okay. All right, so we're going to come off of, I'm gonna scroll back down. Oh, Four-Eyed Cyclops says she declared that she's moving out of the country. Where are you going, girl? Becca says Pisces Mercury in the 7th is true. I'm the most afraid of relationship stuff. Yeah. I don't, anything that I talk about, that I share, trust and believe I already discovered it in myself. Okay. Talking about money was like the scariest fucking thing. And then I'm reading all these books and I was like, all these motherfuckers, they didn't learn how to make money until they were 40, 50, 60. And I'm over here judging myself. So yes, you are going to be very afraid of, insecure, judging yourself about the thing that you're meant to talk about. Get over it. Get over it. Don't allow anything to be bigger than you. Don't allow any topic to be bigger than your purpose. Don't allow anything to be bigger than your design. Okay, take it off the pedestal. Okay. Can you talk about enneagrams? I don't think I've ever talked about that before. D Vibrant Life. We talk about astrology and human design. I've taken probably all of them little tests, but astrology and human design have been the most empowering in my opinion. I want a house, but it's so I can bring my pet pig back home. I had to temporary rehome and I got sober. Congratulations on being sober. Okay. All right. So I'm going to scroll down and then we're going to check out my beautiful loves on YouTube. Y'all be patient because I really want to read into if there are any questions. I'm going to come back to those in a second. Okay, so let's see. Millie says, girl, you're killing it. It's so cool to see you grow organically. I appreciate that. Y'all, again, growing organically simply means being you, okay? I don't pay attention to any, this is what's popular on TikTok. No, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not doing any teamwork. I'm not doing any follow for follow. I'm not going to ask you to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Why am I doing that? If you like the content, you'll subscribe. Period. Okay, so that's how you grow organically. Janai says, I'm here. Thankful to be here with you for another one. My pleasure. Janae said, I declared my sovereignty, getting paid to be me and embody my human design. Janae is a confident and paid girly. We love that declaration. Malika said, I declared last week that I'm going to London solo to go see Cleo Soul. Hey. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Stella says she likes my little Bantu knots. Thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Receiving my payments in land, gold, and large sums of money. Thank you, Father. Okay. Millie, being consistent with posting, and I've been doing it the past 2 weeks. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Passing my real estate exam too. Congratulations. Okay. Stella has a Mercury in Sagittarius in the 8th house. Why am I not surprised? So 2 of the women that are like, I'm going to say my closest friends, they know a lot about me, are 2 Scorpio women, and they both have 8th house placements of Mercury. That's pretty cool. Okay, welcome, Acevelo. Millie said, oh my God, thank you for that. It's so crazy that we have to work on our cycle. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're going to reframe this right now. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Again, this comes from the constructs that were built around us. We didn't even have a freaking choice. They were built around us. So you on your period and I got to go to work today. Fuck that. Not going to work. Like sometimes it'll be the smallest thing. You wanting to be in bed on your period, that be the day that you say, you know what, job, I'm quitting. You got to allow your body to lead you. So you don't have to go to work. Okay? Not at all. All right. That's a bar right there. That is so projector coded. Every time after seeing life-changing stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I am rightly aligned to everything designed for me. Fabulous. Okay, so no questions on YouTube. Just gonna confirm. No questions. All right. I'm so scared to speak up, and my Mercury is in the 3rd house. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid is gonna happen? Sometimes I say the wrong thing and then I clean it up. Like, what are you afraid of? We cannot be what are you afraid of? The only real fear that we have as human beings is the fear of falling. Anything else is made up. I'm currently midway through your magnetic authority video. Oh, that masterclass was super powerful. If you were here last week, that was so much fun. Okay, I've done that a lot. I was using an acronym. Where did it go? I was using an acronym that I love, but was uncomfortable when people didn't congratulate me for the work that I was doing. Guys, you got to celebrate yourself. This is something that I encourage in Confident Page so much. Like, celebrate yourself. It could be, I slept for 10 hours last night. You got to celebrate the small things to get to celebrating the big things. And the only way you're going to get paid to exist is if you celebrate yourself. How do I know what you can teach me or what you have to offer me if you're not celebrating yourself and then talking about it? Like the first video that really blew up was me talking about the Mercury placement, because I recognized by me applying my Mercury placement, like big shit was happening and I was excited. So I started sharing about it. That video has 500,000 views on it, right? And now all these people are like finding out their Mercury and downloading my free guidebook and buying a workbook and joining Confident and Paid because I shared something. I celebrated a discovery. I know that we have been taught, and I say we because we all have been taught in some facet to be humble. You got to be humble. You can't talk about your wins. You can't be proud of yourself. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody outside of yourself knows what you have been through, what you're learning, what you're applying, what you're discovering. They don't know. So if you don't celebrate yourself, then who is going to celebrate you? There is no reward for being silent about the things that you have overcome, the things that you've learned. There's no reward for that. There's no reward for settling. So the only way you get paid to exist is to say, yo, my skin was terrible, and then I found this product and it's been changing the game for me. You got to acknowledge where you were, celebrate your growth. That is how you get paid to exist, guys. You cannot not celebrate yourself. Okay? You're going to be very insecure about the thing you need to talk about. Mind you, I just got here. Oh, yes, honey. You will be read in the most loving way possible. I've been organically growing my YouTube channel for a few years now. My people found me. Did that in March. Woke up, didn't feel like what. Yo, y'all be thinking I'll be talking out my butt. She said, I literally did that in March this year. I woke up, didn't feel like going to work, and I quit. And she's alive. For all of you that are afraid to quit and live your life, we're alive. Okay? I've been since I quit my job in 2017, I've been alive and thriving, and obviously me not miss no meals. So just know that you will be taken care of. For all of you that are afraid, hi Susan TikTok things, you will be taken care of. Okay? You will be taken care of. You are taken care of. You're just doing it the hard way because society painted this picture that it has to look a certain way. Okay? Don't be mad at yourself. Say, damn, I learned this approach and this approach doesn't work for me anymore. And now I'm ready to learn a new approach. Simple. All the self beat up and the self judgment and I'm wrong. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do none of that. Someone wrote me, one of my posts and was like, I hate the way I look. And I was like, what would make you put that into words? That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't ever put things like that into words because you put it into words and then you believe it. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve so much better. You are successful. You are free. You are beautiful. You are glowing. You are rich. You are abundant. Like, put that into words. You are capable of all things. Put that into words. Bone structure is immaculate. Thank you, honey. I just found out my Mercury placement is in Cancer in the 8th house. Let's go. Yo, the 8th house girlies. The 8th house girlies, and we all have a purpose. I'm just talking for the 8th house girlies. The 8th house girlies are here to win. I cannot believe I just talked for an hour and a half. This is my first sip of water. Oh my God. Okay. So my last request. Let me see. Let me choose what I want y'all to drop in the chat today. What I want y'all to drop in the chat today. What I want you to drop in the chat today. Ooh, you see that the emoji, the cold emoji with the blue face? If today was helpful, if you're walking away feeling empowered, like you got what you needed today, I want you to drop that cold emoji. I think his face is blue. He got a little icy beard. Drop that in the comments. Yes. Kyla, I see you. Drop that in the comments. Drop that in the G'd up. Love it. Is that Amira? Hopefully that's Amira. Janae, okay. Drop that in the comments. Let me know that you got what you needed today. Okay, go take up space. That's all I'm here for. Go take up space. Rosario, welcome. Loving all these new names. International Wanderlust. Loving all these new names. Loving that you got what you needed today. If you want to watch the replay, it's on YouTube because that's usually where we are only. But today we introduced some TikTok, our TikTok peeps. So welcome. We got 10,000 likes on the TikTok. What up? Okay, I'm gonna like that. Shout out to y'all. Janiyah dropped he dropped 4 of them. I love it. Last thing I'm gonna say, guys and girls and guys, knowing makes no difference. Okay? Knowing makes no difference. So every time I share, you're gonna learn some new information. You're gonna have an internal shift, right? But until you go and until you go out there in the court of life and you become for yourself, that's the only time you're gonna actually be like, damn, what she was talking about is real talk, right? And in your process of becoming, you now become someone that has value to teach others, okay? I want you to reveal your bigness to the world. Reveal your bigness to the world. You are extraordinary. You are extraordinary. And you are here to live an extraordinary life, to do extraordinary things, to have extraordinary experiences. That is your birthright, okay? Go play with this. Next week, I will be in France, but I'm still going to go live. We're going to work it out. I will be live next week as well, just from a different background, different environment, all right? I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hold on. What does Asavella says, as I slowly reactivate my social media accounts to be seen, just discovered my Mercury is in Leo in the 5th house. Come on, 5th housers. Monetize them passions. Y'all, this is the easiest time. The easiest. We are so freaking blessed. It is so easy to be appreciated for who you are, paid for who you are, rewarded for who you are. It is so easy. Please take advantage. Please know that you are worthy of this ease. Take up your space. Let things be easy for you. That is what you deserve. Okay? That is what you deserve. There is no question about it. Okay? Also, this is my first time being here. Thank you. You're very welcome. This is my pleasure. I feel so fulfilled. It's an honor. It's truly an honor. All right, my loves. I will see you on the interwebs. Most likely, I'll be most active on TikTok. Y'all know that. I'm here from your video, my first time being here. Welcome, Ruby. Welcome. Every single day, multiple times a day, I'm not playing no games. Like, I'm posting about 10 videos a day on TikTok, okay? You know what? I'm going to say one more thing. I can't help myself, right? I'm going to say this one thing. A lot of people are like, oh, post 3 times a day. Fuck that. Ramp it up. There is no such thing as time. Time only exists in the physical reality. So you can literally blow up on whatever platform you want by taking up space. You can post as much as you want. Take up space. For those of you that are wanting to get paid to exist, you want to use social media, you want to bring eyes to your business, post and post and post and post and post and post and post. Do you think every time I go out here and I drive to the complex over there, Target is there every day? Okay? Target, Five Guys, Wingstop, TJ Maxx, they are there every day. Your social media is your storefront. You cannot be closed, boo. And again, this does not mean that you're going to be on your phone all day. Create the content, post the content, get off. Okay? Post the content, take up space. This is your storefront. You cannot be closed. You cannot be closed and expect to make a difference. So people, I'm making 1 video a day. What the fuck is 1 video one video a day is not gonna make a difference. It's a nice place to start, but it's not going to even put a dent in it, because you realize when you scroll on TikTok, there's so much content. If you're only posting 1 video, how are people gonna find you? The way that people are finding me is because every time they go on their FYP, am I on your FYP? Yes, fuck I am. I'm on your FYP multiple times a day. If you post one video per day, I'm probably not going to see it. But if you post 10 videos a day, you're probably going to see one of them. Then you'll be like, damn, I like what she's talking about. Let me go to her page. And now you're just drunk in love. Okay? Allow your people to be drunk in love with you, your products, your solution, whatever it is that you're putting out there. Take up your space. Back in the day, Coca-Cola was every other commercial as a kid. Every other commercial was Coca-Cola back in the day. There's a reason for that. Okay? Take up your space. I'm a projector. I'm still posting 10 videos a day, 12. I'm going to see how many I could post. Okay? And the way that this is easy, not only for me, but for you, is when you are talking about where your 8th house Mercury is. That's the only reason it's easy. That's the only reason it's effortless. Because before I was choked up, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I need help. I bought somebody's like content calendar. None of that shit worked. The moment that I tapped into my 8th house Mercury, the content are flow. That's why when we come on live, I'd be like, I'm going to be here for an hour. Then it's an hour and a half. Then it's 2 hours, because I'm talking about the thing that I was designed to talk about. This is how you create content effortlessly. Talk about what you were designed to talk about. Okay? If you don't know what that is, go and get the free guide, the Wealth Codes by Design guide that tells you about the house and the placement. And then if you want to go deeper, I highly recommend the workbook. This young lady, I need to go read her DM. She wrote me today and she was like, I got the workbook. Oh my God. Because I went on her page and she was like, I have a first house Taurus Mercury. And I go on her page and she's like trying to teach people about astrology. And I'm like, I wrote her and I was like, girl, you're not supposed to be teaching. You're supposed to be showing. You have a first house Mercury. You're meant to be the brand. And so she was like, send me the workbook, bought the workbook, and then wrote me back and was like, oh my God, thank you so much for this workbook. It confirms so much. Now I know what I need to do. It literally be those little shifts that blow your content open, y'all. Little tiny shifts. Okay, so honor your Mercury placement and then come back and tell me what showed up in your content creation and how effortless and easy it was because you were creating from your design. Okay? All right, we're done. I'm tired now. My voice is, my throat pause needs a break. I'll see you guys next week. I love you. Bye. End.